I'm going to sound like a stuck record today, but I need to come back to a theme that I've spoken about last month, but I've also spoken about many times before. I'm delighted that the Future Water Committee and the Engineering Committee, together with management and members of the Fourth Estate, were able to inspect dams recently, I think in Nyankuni and Umzungwane. And I think that, as we will no doubt debate today, you came away horrified by what you saw. Horrified by the low levels of the dams, horrified by the environmental destruction that you yourself witnessed. As you know, many of us have been talking about this for years. I've been speaking about it personally almost two years. Some of you might have seen that I got on my bicycle the other day and I rode down to the Umzungwane on a Saturday morning 2 weeks ago. So I saw it with my own eyes over tens of kilometers. And what I saw horrified me. Virtually every tributary on the way down to the Umzungwane had mokorokozas. Last Wednesday, on another inspection just near Criterion Waterworks, about 3 kilometers south of Criterion Waterworks, there is a mining operation there which is close to one of the tributaries of the Umzungwane Dam. And I was absolutely horrified because there was a valley, and in this valley was a deep trench. It must have been 1.5 kilometers right the way at 90 degrees to the valley. Dug out by machines, not mokorokozas, this is formal mining. Dug out by back axle machines. Deep, 1.5 meters deep trench, right through that valley. And when I'd gone past, I said to the people who were with me, that river will never flow again. Never flow again. And it is reflected in the state of our dams. And councillors, I'm sorry I'm going to labor this today because this is an existential threat that we face. I urge you to get a map out. Go to Google Maps and look at the location of the Umzungwane Dam in relation to Mchabez Dam. And look at their respective catchment areas. From Umzungwane, the Umzungwane River goes upstream of the dam to the west. There's a range of hills just south of our city, and the Umzungwane River is there. Just south of that river is the Mchabez River. It rises near Matobo Secondary School. We all know on the Old Gwanda Road, Matobo Secondary School, the Brethren in Christ School. That's where that Mchabez River rises. The point I'm making, councillors, is that those two rivers are very close to each other. They're not even 10 kilometers apart. The one rises in the Matobo Hills, the Mchabez. The other rises by the Old Gwanda Road and south of the city. Now look at the dam statistics. Umzungwane, you saw for yourself, I think is sitting at about 35%. Mchabez is spilling. As I speak now, 100%. And yet the river systems are right next to each other. And we have to ask the question, why is that? And you can see it if you go and inspect. Because the Mchabez River rises in the Matopos and there's no gold mining taking place. The river system has not been destroyed. But in contrast, the Umzungwane catchment is totally destroyed. As I say, when I rode down, I saw virtually every single tributary with mining going on. 2 weeks ago, on a Saturday morning, No sign of Emma, no sign of the police. And that is some 14, 15 months after the government banned river mining. And this is now an existential threat. You can see the passion in my voice today. It's an existential threat. It means that it is a threat to the livelihood of this city. We simply cannot allow this to continue. And we mustn't get complacent because we've had good rains this year, because our dams are close to 50%. If we had had bad rains, we would not have had a drop go into those dams. And then we would be in huge trouble. And this is not a party issue. Doesn't matter what party we come from, what faction we come from. This is a matter that deals with all of us. And we need to speak with one voice, and I'm sure we will. And my appeal to government today is we cannot tackle this on our own. Our municipal police, our rangers don't have sufficient power. Without Emma, without the police, without even the army getting involved, this is not going to stop. Because the law was passed by government at the end of 2024, and it hasn't changed a thing. The mining, believe you me, you saw it, the mining is taking place right this second as I speak. And it must end. Because if it doesn't end, this city is going to run out of water. If it doesn't end, the future of this city is imperiled. And that is why it is an existential threat. There's no bigger threat facing this city than what you saw with your own eyes last Friday. And we appeal to government to recognize that this is now a major crisis and it needs urgent action, and it needs our collaborative action, the council working closely with government in this regard. I want to give you some encouragement. The town clerk and I had a very productive meeting with both Minister Garwe and Minister Felix Mono recently. And I expressed the concerns I've expressed this afternoon to them. They were very sympathetic. I'm meeting with Minister Garwe with the town clerk on Monday, and we will pursue that. But we need, as councillors, to all be singing from the same tune, and vigorously. This is not something that we can be quiet about. This is something that we've got to shout from the rooftops about. May I just conclude my remarks by touching on briefly another matter that involves the rule of law and law and order. Because the water issue is a rule of law issue. It's a law and order issue. There is a government, a national law that says that people are not allowed to mine in river systems. The law is clear. It's unequivocal. It's not being enforced. I want to end with another rule of law issue, and that is, I'm sure on behalf of all of you, to express our sympathy and our condolences to the people who were killed, to the family of those who were killed on 6th Avenue recently, and to the over 17 people who were injured in that tragic accident. And as we all know, that accident is a direct consequence of the breakdown of the rule of law in our city. That accident would not have happened if there was adequate traffic policing taking place. All of us can see the standard of driving in our city. Every day I drive, I see the most horrendous driving, but I never see traffic police anywhere in the city stopping those who are driving so recklessly, checking the vehicles that don't have lights and adequate brakes. But tied into that is the problem with vendors. Had those vendors not been where they were, they would not have been run into by that taxi. It's a direct consequence of the breakdown of the rule of law. And the Chamber Secretary, Acting Town Clerk, is here. She knows better than anyone the efforts that our municipal police are making to try and enforce our bylaws. But they don't have powers of arrest. They don't have the power to fine. And the tragedy is that they are not getting the cooperation they need to enforce our bylaws. And once again, this is an appeal to government to come alongside us to ensure that tragedies like this don't happen again. We appeal to the Zimbabwe Republic Police, Traffic Police, to vigorously enforce our traffic laws within the city. And we appeal to the police as well to cooperate closely with our municipal police to make sure that our bylaws are enforced. So, councillors, with those words, let us proceed with our deliberations. And Town Clerk, would you commence the meeting? Thank you.